Welcome to Retro Rides Garage. Today we chase small bills, not big horsepower. This is our top 8 motorcycles under $300 per year to maintain, with parts and labor counted. If you want reliable miles and predictable invoices, you are in the right place. We picked machines with simple service, clear access, and parts that do not punish your wallet. Expect air-cooled singles and twins, basic brake systems, screw and lock nut valve adjusters on Mini, and tidy shaft or chain work that any good shop can schedule fast. We will outline what a typical annual visit looks like, what fluids and wear items you should plan for, how to keep costs low without cutting corners. No hype here, just practical road-tested advice you can actually use. Subscribe to Retro Rides Garage for honest videos that respect your time and money. Grab a notepad, check your maintenance log, and think about the bike that fits your needs. Ready to see how far $300 can go in a year of riding? Let's start at number 8, keep the pace calm, and make every service dollar count. Tools out, ride smart. Suzuki's TU250X keeps maintenance simple by design. It's air-cooled 249 cubic centimeters OHC single, uses 2 valves and closed-loop fuel injection, so warm starts and economy stay consistent. A 5-speed gearbox and chain final drive are basic and durable, and a single front disc with rear drum keeps service straightforward. Screw and lock nut valve adjusters let a tech set clearances with hand tools, trimming labor time compared with shim systems. Bodywork removes easily. The steel frame is accessible, and common filters, plugs, and brake pads are inexpensive. Annual shop work usually means oil and filter, a quick valve check, brake fluid when due, and chain service. Parts are cheap, and the tasks are short. Fuel injection from 2009 on avoids carb cleaning after storage, and the counterbalanced engine runs smoothly at legal pace. Seat height is friendly, mirrors stay clear at cruise, and the riding position is neutral, which helps seniors stay relaxed. For riders targeting sub-$300 yearly upkeep with parts and labor counted, the TU makes the math realistic. Simple access, modest fluid volumes, long-wearing consumables, and few surprises. The front brake caliper is twin piston, and overall reliability is excellent for a commuter standard of this size. Plan service on time, it repays you. Honda's Rebel 250 CMX 250 earns a spot because its layout keeps labor short and parts cheap. An air-cooled 234 cubic centimeters parallel twin with 2 valves per cylinder uses simple carburetors and a 5-speed gearbox. Nothing exotic, everything accessible. A front disc with a rear drum is easy to service, and the chain final drive keeps response direct with low-cost sprockets when replacement comes due. Screw and lock nut valve adjusters let a tech set clearances quickly, so routine checks fit into short appointments. Low seat height and light controls help seniors move the bike without strain, and the neutral bar reach encourages a relaxed spine. Most annual shop visits need only oil and filter, a valve check, brake fluid on schedule, and basic chain service. Consumables are common and inexpensive. Mirrors stay readable at legal pace. The engine runs on regular fuel, and the chassis tracks calmly at ordinary highway speeds. Because the platform served widely in training fleets, aftermarket and used parts are abundant, which cuts costs further. If your aim is to hold yearly maintenance under $300 with parts and labor counted, the Rebel's recipe makes sense. Simple access, predictable service times, and durable components that rarely surprise the budget for owners and shops. Kawasaki's KLR 650 keeps yearly upkeep low by combining rugged simplicity with easy access. The 651 cubic centimeter single is liquid-cooled in DOHC with 4 valves. It uses shim under bucket adjustment, so clearances hold for many miles and shops can plan checks efficiently. A 5-speed gearbox, chain final drive, and steel frame are straightforward to service, and bodywork removes with a few fasteners. Long travel suspension smooths rough pavement, 2117 wheels roll through potholes, and the bike tracks calmly in truck wash and crosswinds. Earlier generations were carbureted. 2022 on models gain fuel injection, which reduces storage-related cleaning. Either way, annual work stays modest if the bike is ridden regularly. A typical under $300 year at shop rates means oil and filter, brake fluid when due, a chain clean and adjust, and pads only as needed. Parts are widely available and inexpensive. Valve checks are far less frequent than oil service, and the top end is accessible once the tank and cover are off. The cockpit is basic but functional, mirrors stay readable at legal pace, and the seat and bars can be tuned with simple aftermarket pieces easily. Mechanics like the KLR because it shrugs at mileage. Filters are common, plugs and pads are easy to source, and the cooling system is simple to drain and refill. If you want predictable costs with room for gravel detours, this big single delivers. Choose a calm tempo, keep chain tension in spec, and log services on time. Expect small bills. Suzuki's GS500 is a budget twin that keeps shop time short and parts bills small. Its 487 cubic centimeters air-cooled DOHC parallel twin has 2 valves per cylinder and runs twin Mikuni carburetors, so routine service is simple: oil and filter, a brake fluid change when due, chain clean and adjust, and only occasional carb balance. The engine uses shim-adjusted valve clearances that tend to hold for many miles. Inspections can be planned well apart, and shims are inexpensive if needed. The 6-speed gearbox, cable clutch, and straightforward steel chassis give good access to service points, while single discs front and rear keep brake work plain. Parts availability is excellent thanks to the model's long production run, and common consumables, plugs, pads, filters are low cost. At Legal Cruise, the twin is smooth enough that mirrors stay readable, and its neutral ergonomics help riders finish the day without fatigue. For annual budgets under $300 with parts and labor counted, the GS500 makes the math plausible because nothing is exotic. Modest fluid volumes, simple access under the tank, durable chain and sprockets, and valve checks that rarely require adjustment. Keep the tires fresh, set the chain correctly, and log services on time. The GS will reward you with reliable, predictable bills and a calm, easygoing commute or weekend tour. Tanks grew from 17 to 20 liters on later updates, and community guides are plentiful, helping techs work faster on common jobs. Not exotic. Yamaha's 15535 Virago keeps yearly costs low by keeping the design simple. The 535 cubic centimeters air-cooled SOHC V-twin runs 2 valves per cylinder and twin Mikuni carburetors, and the final drive is a shaft, so there are no chains or sprockets to buy or adjust. A single front disc and a rear drum simplify brake service, and the steel frame offers straightforward access to filters, plugs, and cables. Because the model ran for years, parts are widely available and reasonably priced. Annual shop visits typically cover oil and filter, a brake fluid change when due, an inspection of pads and shoes. Carburetors may need only an occasional balance if storage has been careful. The shaft drive's cleanliness keeps labor and mess down, and the air-cooled engine has modest oil capacity, which helps the parts bill. The riding position is relaxed with an easy reach to the bars and pegs, which helps many riders finish the day without strain. At Legal Cruise, the little V-twin is smooth enough to keep mirrors readable. The crosswinds are handled by a long wheelbase and calm steering geometry. For budgets under $300 with parts and labor counted, the Virago's recipe works because a lot of maintenance is inspection rather than replacement. Plan fluids on time, clean the carbs if storage was long, and enjoy shaft drive predictability. Simple hardware, tidy service tasks, and a reputation for reliability keep the total low year after year. Fuel economy is decent, and manuals abound online. Honda's VT600 Shadow VLX 600 keeps maintenance predictable with a durable layout and easy access. Its 583 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled 52-degree V-twin breathes through carburetors and drives a rear wheel by chain, so routine shop work centers on oil and filter, brake fluid when due, pad and shoe checks, and chain clean and adjust. A low seat and neutral reach make it easy to handle in the garage, and the Softail-style rear suspension keeps hardware accessible for inspection. The model's long production run means filters, plugs, and pads are widely stocked and inexpensive. Early years used a 4-speed transmission. From 1999, the VLX adopted a 5-speed, but either way the service points are unchanged and straightforward. The cooling system uses simple hoses and a front radiator. Draining and refilling at intervals is quick, and leaks are easy to spot. At cruising pace, the V-twin runs at modest revs with low vibration, mirrors remain readable, and the chassis tracks calmly at highway speed. Annual budgets under $300 are realistic when tasks are planned. Oil and filter, a quick car balance if storage was long, brake fluid on schedule, and chain service. Valve inspections are infrequent on lightly used bikes and can be scheduled with other work to minimize labor time. For riders who prefer simple, reliable platforms, the VT600 rewards steady maintenance with small, predictable bills and an easygoing character that suits relaxed touring and everyday commuting alike too. Honda's CX500 keeps yearly upkeep low by combining stout design with easy service points. Its transverse 80-degree V-twin is liquid-cooled and uses 4 valves per cylinder with rocker arms, so it runs cool in traffic and holds settings well. Valve lash is screw-in lock nut, a job a tech can handle with hand tools during routine visits. Twin Keihin CV carburetors manage fueling, CDI handles spark, and the 5-speed gearbox drives a shaft final drive. No chains or sprockets to buy, clean or align. The steel frame leaves filters, plugs, and coolant hoses accessible, side panels, and the tank lift with a few fasteners. Brakes are simple and predictable, typically a single front disc and a rear drum, so pad and shoe service is quick. Annual shop work usually means oil and filter, a coolant check or change on schedule, brake fluid when due, and inspections. Parts are inexpensive and widely stocked thanks to long production and a strong owner community. At Legal Cruise, the engine turns modest revs and vibration is well managed, so mirrors stay readable and hardware stays tight. The radiator sits out front for clean airflow and easy access. For riders aiming under $300 per year with parts and labor counted, the CX500 makes the math realistic. Few hours, modest fluid volumes, and durable components. Keep tires, battery, and pads on a normal timetable and log valve checks with other work. The result is a shaft drive twin that crosses seasons with small, predictable bills. Honda's CB750 Nighthawk 750 keeps maintenance under control because the engine largely maintains itself. Its air-cooled 747 cubic centimeters inline 4 uses hydraulic valve lash adjusters, so there are no periodic clear and shim jobs. Shops usually just inspect and move on. 4 Keihin CV carburetors meter fuel, and a 5-speed gearbox sends power to a chain final drive. The routine is simple, really oil and filter, air filter on schedule, brake fluid when due, and a chain clean and adjust. Plugs and pads last well in daily use. Access under the tank is straightforward, the steel frame is open, and common filters and brake parts are inexpensive. Brakes are basic and predictable, typically a single front disc with a rear drum in many markets, which keeps parts cheap and labor short. The riding position is neutral, reducing strain when you do your own checks. At Legal Cruise, the motor turns modest RPM with low vibration, and fuel economy is steady for an air-cooled 4. If the bike sits, the carbs may want to clean. Ride it regularly, and they rarely need an occasional balance. For owners who want parts and labor counted at under $300 a year, the Nighthawk's checklist fits the goal. No valve shim labor, easy fluids, chain service any shop can perform fast, and pads and shoes widely stocked. Keep the chain in spec, replace fluids on time, and the CB750 keeps bills small and predictable while delivering smoothness and a reputation for shrugging off miles.